Best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy. The OG on the marquee, J-Bird. And the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City sports talk radio show. We're not the Quad City sports talk radio show. We are your Quad City sports talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn. It's a terrific Tuesday here in the... That's you. In the Hassel Castle.
I'll turn it down.
Yeah, in the Hassel Castle here.
Sorry, everybody.
On Tuesday. Kyle's here with me. We got a crazy Tuesday. Tip-off Tuesday. How do you call this? November netness? I don't know. Wouldn't that be it or something?
There's got to be a crazy name for it.
There's got to be something. But, Kyle's here. We've got a lot to break down from the Monday Night Football game and 184 men's basketball games today, 155 women's basketball games. I think that's this year they both get to use the title March Madness. I don't know why that's a thing. Why only men's basketball got to use it, but now they get to use it and good, whatever else. Honestly, fantastic. What, Iowa women are number 9 in the nation or something like that? I don't know. I don't even know who they play tonight. Anyway, I do know that Iowa plays tonight. That'll be a 9 o'clock tip-off on Big Ten. We'll break that down a little bit going on. We have one big preseason, all Big Ten, and Keegan Murray. It's the real story here is if you're looking at, if you're into the college basketball and you're excited about it, the first things of all of this is Coach K's last year. 42 years. 40 years.
Well respected.
Since 42 years, yeah. Since 1980 was his first year, so this is his 42nd season. That's insane.
That's unbelievable.
And he announced his retirement. He'll start the season off at Madison Square Garden against Kentucky tonight. I believe they're number 9. Kentucky's 10. Duke is a 1-point favorite from everything that I've looked at. And so it's going to be a good start to the college basketball season. Iowa, like I said, you'll be able to watch tonight. They have 5 or 6 straight home dates before they go to Virginia in the ACC Big Ten Classic Challenge, whatever it's called. But like I said, we'll look at that and more. But most importantly, yesterday we kind of broke down Week 9 because it was a wonky Week 9.
A little crazy.
And
Scores-wise,
on Thursday we had another scoregami. We had the Bills game. They lost 9-6.
2 guys named Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Well, there's all these other things. Josh Allen had a sack, a interception, a fumble, a recovery, and on Josh Allen. And then the Cleveland Browns had a rush for over 60 yards, and a reception for over 60 yards, and an interception for over 60 yards, all for touchdowns. So, is that me or you?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
That is weird. So anyway, it's got to be the microphone. It can't be the headphones.
Yeah.
So they, the thing is that, there's all kinds of crazy things. I think that's me.
Oh.
I don't know how or why. So
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Guys.
No. What is that? What are you touching?
Just messing with the volume.
Yeah, don't mess with that. Take that out and put that there.
In the 3?
Yeah. So,
there we go. Much better.
All right. So anyway, a crazy week. Yesterday we talked about, who lost the week. Instead of, who won the week, blah, blah, blah. We're all right, who lost the week? And we kind of went through certain things. And was it the Packers and Aaron Rodgers? Was it the Rams and Matt Stafford? Was it the Bills and Josh Allen? Was it the San Francisco 49ers and Mike Shanahan? And then we had one more. And I know I wrote about it. And I was goofing around. And... that's when I was like, well, who's it going to be? Big Ben and the Steelers? Is it going to be Fields and the Bears? And then I went a bold prediction before we went off air and said Fields is going to throw for over 200 yards and rush for over 100 yards. He got to 41 yards, but threw over 200 yards. No one counted on the referees to be the ones that lost the week.
Nope. Nobody.
It was absolutely crazy at the end of the game. Bears fans are ballistic, and rightfully so.
Sorry, Adrian.
It was the taunting call that the Bears had on Cassius Marsh against them, and Marsh sacked Big Ben and forced down. It was going to force the turnover on downs, And when he walked to the sidelines, he stared over at him, and then there was a 15-yard penalty. And what they're writing for NFL expert Cody Benjamin said, the free 15 yards gifted Pittsburgh a first down and helped set up a field goal to put the Steelers ahead 26-20 with 2:52 remaining. Replays show Corrientes seemingly leaning into Marsh. That's the referee who was jogging back into the sidelines before throwing the flag as if to initiate contact from the player. Asked about the incident after the game, Marsh told reporters that he was hip-checked by the referee, saying it was incredibly inappropriate, meaning the referee stuck his hip out.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Big Ben gets to drive them down the field.
Tough call.
They get a field goal. Leave some time on the clock. The Bears drive down there.
They had a 65 or 66-yard field goal attempt.
It was a 65-yarder or 66, I think you're right, one of the two. His longest was Cairo's at 60. His longest was 55. It looked straight.
It looked straight, but it was short.
It was short about 8 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have done his career longest. He kicked it straight. He didn't kick it low enough to get the air. And this was explained to me and not explained to me personally. This was on a podcast, on the CBS Sports Pick Six podcast. And the guy broke it down because his dad used to be a place kicker for the Bengals. And he said that everyone's got the kickers all kind of have a certain kick that they call it. Basically, it's their go-to kick,
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But that they just always make or whatever else, like a free throw type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're just consistently always practicing that. He said, but when you need the length, you've got to kick under it a little bit more. And I'm trying to visualize this because, Beef's going to be a kicker someday. Other than that, I don't know anything about kicking. So, he just didn't get under it enough. But it was straight enough. Oddly enough, by the camera angle, it looked like it was going to make it.
It looked straight enough.
So I would have loved to have been at the sports bar with Bear fans thinking that was going to be. And then, by the way the camera angle was and it bounced, it looked like it went off the crossbar, which it didn't. It was about 8 yards short, and then it bounced. So I guess I would have loved to have been around to hear, about how close it was, and then realizing that it wasn't. But the referees looked terrible in this situation. That's all anybody's talking about. It was not a very good game.
Not really.
The Steelers went up early, and then they just kind of cruised until they got behind, and Big Ben had to do come from behind, which is great. I think that's like now 18. There's something that's
19th,
19th and 18 years or something like that.
That.
So we're gonna talk more with Vasco at about 12:20. He'll break more of it down because he's a Steelers fan. But
it's hard to beat Pittsburgh on a Monday night.
Well, they're undefeated.
Yeah.
I mean, they've won how many straight now? They've won 19 straight Monday Night Football games, the longest streak in Monday Night Football history. And then Tomlin reached 150 career wins in the process. So 19 straight Monday Night Football games.
Pretty crazy.
Absolutely crazy. So just a boring game, though. Steelers moved to 5-3 on the year, but they ranked 25th in yards per play and 23rd in points per game. So they're just boring games. That's kind of what you expect out of the Steelers, to be honest with you. So it was a nutty week. I mean, crazy. And the fact of the matter is, like, you started the week off with Henry Ruggs III.
That's a sad deal.
Terrible story.
Oh,
awful.
man.
You feel bad about that. And it's almost to the point where... And then 2 days later, you have the Aaron Rodgers story. This is just how crazy the week was. And there's a lot of people out there criticizing, like, you're spending all this time on... Aaron Rodgers, not on the Henry Ruggs story. Well, it's not true. Like people like Mina Kimes got a lot of backlash of this, and she's like, "Here's a clip of my show, how we went over this." It's like we're not just sitting there saying, "Don't drink and drive." We're breaking it all down and what he did. But it's not just that either. I mean, the Raiders keep getting into more and more trouble. Like,
didn't they just cut another guy too?
Yeah, they released a cornerback, Damon Arnett. He after a video emerged showing him brandishing guns and threatening to kill someone. It was just days after it became the lawsuit alleging that he left the scene of an accident colliding with another car back in 2020. So, I mean...
last year's
in
deal?
Less than a month, Raiders have had Gruden be the subject of investigation for the emails, the 650,000 emails we talked about. In the 2011 emails or whatever else, he used racist remark and to other things to describe NFLPA executive DeMaurice Smith. Gruden resigned 2 days later. When the New York Times comes out with more emails, misogynistic and homophobic language, then you got the Henry Ruggs incident, and then you got Arnett. I mean, Vegas sits at 5-3 in the year. They did start off 3-0. That's not the story that you want to be talking about.
No, not at all.
Not one bit. So I don't know. It was a crazy, crazy week. I would not expect that. When I sit there and say like, oh, let's see what Big Ben's gonna do. Let's see what Fields is gonna do. I mean, Nagy just. First off, Nagy was the one that was in the first half that was going to take how to lose the week. His play calling was putrid. They looked terrible, and it's almost like at halftime, like Fields was like, "Can you just let me do some things, please?"
He's good. Look at what he did at Ohio State when he was there. They let him do whatever he wanted to do.
And they let him play his game.
Yeah, and look where they got him.
I agree.
It's unbelievable. That kid has some potential. Really well
He's going to
potential.
be really good. And I think Bears fans should be happy about that. But I'm sure at the time, I think they're frustrated with Nagy. But,
man, as a Chiefs fan, I'm kind of frustrated with the play calling with Andy Reid or what Mahomes is doing.
I don't know what he's doing on the field. I don't know what the Chiefs are doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're winning ugly games. You're not averaging almost close to like 300 yards a game. 4 touchdowns from like Mahomes. What are they doing? They're not playing defense. You're giving up a crap load of points to the other team.
Yeah.
And it's sad being a Chiefs fan right now, but they're in the thick of things in the AFC West because that division's kind of
you can win that at 10-7, 9-8 right now.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, so that division, honestly, that screams 10-7, 9-8 to me, winner of that division.
I agree. Big time.
And it's interesting because some of them seem like they're locks and some don't seem like they're locks at all. And Arizona's looking good in it. So it's...
What happened with Dallas?
That's just one of those games. It
was a different game.
Teddy Two Gloves has now put up like 3 30-point games in this season alone. So... Dallas the one I can't read into too much. I'm not going to knock them off the pedestal. The Bills one, because now I'm looking at the Bills and I'm like, they might be frauds. Who they've beaten, who they lost to are two
Josh
different
Allen
things. Two different things.
Lamar Jackson, my fantasy to start.
Well, I would.
Man, holy crap!
I wouldn't go against that at all. It just lost to Pittsburgh, lost to Tennessee, now lost to the Jets. This is the Bills. Beat Miami twice, Washington football team, Houston, and Kansas City. The Kansas City one, it was at Kansas City. That's a game that they're up for. Kansas City's flat for. They don't care. Buffalo's thinking they can knock them off, and they're looking at for a bye. That's a simple thing. If I'm a contender, you guys are already there. We're going to show that we can beat you. The other ones aren't impressive victories. So the Bills' resume is not strong at all.
No.
I'm sorry, lost to Jacksonville. I said the Jets. They play the Jets next week, and the Jets might just be able to do some things to them because they're at New York. That line is way too inflated, if you ask me. Anyway, I think it's around 14 and a half. So that's way too many points. I know the Bills, and then the Bills will come out and probably just beat the crap out of them, and everyone will be like, "Oh, they're back." But it'll be more like when they host Indy the next week when you have to be paying attention to them, or going down to New Orleans or New England. By the way, Nick Chubb's out with COVID, so whatever Bill Belichick did, that's great. he set something up. All right, Kyle's in the studio with me. We got to take a quick break because at 12:20 we're going to talk to Dan Vasco. Friend of the show. He's out in Carolina now, but we're going to talk to him about the game last night and more. We'll be right back here at Don't Hassle Us for Local, ESPN 1170 AM.
This is Lobo from Lobo Salsa. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
You seek a professional to fix your car, to fix an electrical problem, or roof your house. So don't settle for testosterone-boosting pills when there's professional help to fix your low testosterone symptoms at Limitless Man. Do you suffer no energy, lack of concentration, belly fat, low libido, poor muscle mass? These are signs of low T, and there's an easy fix. Schedule a complimentary consult at limitlessmail.com and get your life back. Insurance accepted.
Get in on the action with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports Iowa is where the pros play. Enjoy the highest limits, lowest takeouts, and competitive betting menus. Download, fund, and bet from anywhere in Iowa. Circus Sports Iowa. Sports betting the way it should be. Download your new bookie today. Visit circusports.com. Must be over 21 and present in Iowa to bet. Have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Car old? Need it sold? Get rid of that old car and do a good deed at the same time. Plus, clean up your yard before the snow comes. It's the Arrowhead Ranch Annual Auto Auction. That's right, it's back. Donate your car, truck, or SUV, and if you live within 40 miles of Coal Valley, they will even pick it up, even if it doesn't run. All donations are tax deductible. Call 309-799-7044 or check them out online at arrowheadyouth.org. Car old? Need it sold? Arrowhead Ranch Annual Auto Auction in Coal Valley.
Shop Tyson's pre-Black Friday sale going on now and get a head start to your gift giving this year. Got a grill lover on your list? Surprise them with a new Pit Boss grill now 10% off. Craving to cook up a Best Gift Giver award? Check out the new Wave Duet air fryer and pressure cooker and save $70. Don't forget to stock up on your holiday essentials with holiday lights, decor, baking, and more. All these great deals and more through November 14th. Shop in-store or online today at Tysons.com. Tysons, home, farm, auto.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 5510 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 5510. Enjoy.
I'm Omar Reese with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Justin Fields came alive in the fourth quarter, rallying the Bears from a 10-point deficit, but left too much time on the clock for big Ben Roethlisberger, who responded with the 50th game-winning drive of his career. Chris Boswell put Pittsburgh up for good, and the Steelers beat the Bears 29-27 on Monday night. Elsewhere, Russell Wilson has been cleared to play. Wilson given the go-ahead by Dr. Steve Shin, who performed the surgery on the quarterback's middle finger a month ago. Seahawks face the Packers on Sunday. The Raiders have waived second-year cornerback Damon Arnett, a first-round pick in 2020, after a video surfaced this weekend of Arnett making death threats while brandishing firearms. Arnett, a surprise selection at number 19 out of Ohio State, played just 13 games with 7 starts since the beginning of last season. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Napa know-how.
Right now, a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil is only $19.99. It's the hottest deal of the year for the coldest time of the year. So if you're in your car right now, there's no need to turn on the heat. I'm about to read this sizzler again. That's Napa full synthetic for a hot $19.99. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations does not include taxes and fees. Advertised sale price not available in some states. Offer ends 12/31/21.
You coming to bed, hon?
Yep, honey, I'll be right there. Just gotta turn out the light. Ow! 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 Ah! Ah!
Some things never change. Like your kids always leaving tiny toys on the floor for you to step on. And Geico saving folks lots of money on their car insurance.
Sweetie, I think I left the downstairs light on.
Please don't make me go.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Your local sports show in the Quad Cities is on ESPN 1170. Don't hassle us. We're local. Noon till 2. On the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170.
Hi, this is Derek.
And this is Skip. We are the twins from Bar Davenport.
And you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
On ESPN 1170 AM.
Yo, we are back here on the studio, ESPN 1170. We're going to take a phone call from Dan Vasco. I haven't talked to him in a while. We're going to talk about the game last night, what he thought about it. Yo, Dan, you're on the air, ESPN 1170 AM. How you doing?
I am well. How are you guys?
I'm doing well, Vasco. It's good to hear your voice, my friend.
What's going on, man?
Kyle's in studio with me, and we want to talk about last night's game with you because, I mean, you're a Steelers fan. People around here are Bears fans, some of them. So they're all up in arms. They're all upset. Yeah. I like to laugh. Yeah, I just want to talk to you about the game and the crazy Week 9 that we had.
Yeah, it was a crazy Week 9. The game was awesome. It was my first time, obviously, going to Heinz Field or even really being out there in Pittsburgh. So that was really cool to experience all that and soak that up. It was the second NFL game I'd ever been to. The first one was back in 2009 at Soldier Field against the Bears, or against the Steelers. So Bears-Steelers, the only NFL games I've attended.
Where'd you sit at?
At Heinz, I was in the upper deck. I think I was at the 40-yard line. It was really good. Like, I got a good view of the whole field, high enough up to where you can kind of get all the vantage points and stuff. So it was great. It was a good atmosphere. And I will say, like, I got, tip of the cap to the Bears fans that traveled because while obviously at Heinz it's packed with a bunch of Steelers fans, there were a good number of Bears fans that traveled for this one, especially maybe not at the game, but just throughout the city, walking around there to tailgate and stuff. So that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, I mean, it was a really good game. Obviously, I was, just all things said and done, it was a competitive down to the wire game. And so you want to be able to see one of those when you go to a game in person. And so I was lucky enough to get that. Obviously, I was happy that the Steelers pulled out the win, but yeah, I mean, you gotta admit that, the refs were, pretty bad throughout, and really it's kind of a microcosm of what we've seen throughout the league for this whole year and really the past couple of years. I mean, this year it seems worse than ever, but I feel like we've been saying that for each of the past 3, maybe 4 seasons. It seems to be trending in a, downward trajectory, and I'm not sure how they fix it outside of just getting rid of some of these rules and maybe making things a little bit easier for the refs because they're also in a tough position on how to, legislate a lot of these rules.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about this last week, and that was after the Cincinnati Bengals-Jets game about that helmet-to-helmet call and about how, it's can't be easy to do, but there should be some type of way to challenge these calls or even, have somebody watching the game to call in and, blow the whistle, call timeout, we're going to review that type of penalty type of thing. But, the idea that he said he stuck his... Now, at the game, you're there live, and it's not the same. Like, because the announcers were kind of... Normally, and the guy... I forget the guy who they were calling in to analyze the referee's plays.
Was it maybe Gene Steratore?
Maybe. I can't remember. Or was it...
Yeah.
Was it Mike Carey? Mike Perry? I don't know. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter either way. But...
Sure.
He was kind of really coming down hard on the referees, but when you were there, did it look like anything? Like, were people talking about it at all?
No, the thing is, when you're in person, I guess the downside to it all is you don't really have the luxury of, consuming the previous play multiple times. Like, really, they'll show like a replay on the, big board maybe once, maybe twice, and then they're moving on to doing all the other promotional things on the video board. So you really only get to see a play once. And, like, for instance, with that taunting penalty at the end, that was probably the most egregious from what I'm understanding. At the time, I didn't know what happened. I didn't see what occurred. So, you kind of just have to take their word for it sometimes because you just don't. There's no way you're going to see it from where you're at in the seats, and if they're not going to show it on the, the big board, then you don't know. So I didn't know what went on. I didn't know what the taunting penalty was, and so that was the same for a lot of Bears fans that were in there. They were obviously frustrated with the number of penalties that were called, and I will say both teams kind of shot themselves in the foot multiple times throughout this game too. So it was kind of one of those deals where. Yes, the refs made really, bad calls, and the Bears were the brunt of that, unfortunately, for the most egregious of those calls. But, the Bears, fumble on the kickoff, and the Steelers do the same, and neither team ran the ball well. There was just a lot of stuff that contributed to the loss. But obviously, when you get penalties like that, you can't, especially late in the game, those are not only drive killers, but really game killers at the end of the day. So, yeah, it was tough as fans, Bears or Steelers, to get a grasp on what happened just for those reasons. So I'm interested to go back and look at it and watch the replays and stuff and, consume the game in that aspect, because I think I'll have probably a little bit different perspective seeing it that way.
Yeah, the taunting call you're talking about was after Marsh sacked Big Ben, and it was going to force a turnover on downs. But as he was walking back, and he walked towards the Steelers sideline, not the Bears sideline, and he was staring at him. And then he seemed to run into the referee, where Marsh is saying that the referee hip checked him. So
yeah, I did see that video on Twitter. That's the only one I've seen. And it made it seem like people were thinking that he threw the flag because he bumped into the ref, when really the ref obviously seemed to bump into him. But
maybe he never.
Everyone else was saying no, that's not the reason the flag was thrown. It was thrown because of the taunting on the sidelines or whatever. But
sure.
I just think the rule is silly, man. It's just they're adults playing a game of heightened adrenaline and the spirit of competition. Every now and then there's obviously a boundary you have to set, but I never saw an issue with it. Did you guys ever think that there was an issue of taunting in the NFL? It just never seemed to be a big problem.
No.
And then all of a sudden it's this huge deal that needs to be addressed. I don't know. I don't get it.
Here's and you know it and I know it. We've all seen this before. So let's just go to the game on Sunday. Matt Stafford throws a pick six, and 5 defenders run in the end zone and start make they're fake taking pictures of themselves or whatever else. Now that's
exactly.
celebration, but isn't that also taunting? And the worst part about it is this is a rule that the coaches wanted. So the coaches can't go out there.
Mike Tomlin, has been advocating for it. Talking about how they have to be role models to the younger generations of kids playing the game. I can understand that aspect of it. I just think the way the rules are written and everything, they leave it so open to interpretation that, game to game, any ref can just call it for whatever. To your point about the celebration, though, I think the only difference on that is if they were doing it in front of the faces of the Bears players, that could be considered then taunting. But because they're doing it amongst themselves and amongst their fan base, I guess they could, make that argument.
Yeah, I'm not taking away from the celebrations. I don't want that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I think
but
it
does seem to be a double standard. You guys just relax on the celebrations, and it's been a good thing. But now you're deciding to crack down on the taunting. It does seem to be a contradiction almost.
Yeah, I mean, there are times where we've all seen it where we're like, that's roughing the passer, or that's helmet to helmet, and there's also times we see the helmet to helmet. We're like, well, it's not with intent, so he shouldn't. This is in college when we're like, he shouldn't be kicked out. You start to go down the list when you know the game. But in this situation, it was just kind of and I don't think he was really sticking out his hip to do it. Who knows if he was overdoing his throwing the flag? Who knows if he was trying to reach for it? I don't know. But at that part, it just reminds me of, I think it was 2019. Was it Myles Garrett that ran into a referee? And he didn't really run into him very hard. And the referee later, when he asked, he's like, well, he did it with malice in his heart. The referee said that about him. That's how he justified it. He's like, well, yeah, he did it with malice in his heart. How do you know what was in his heart? So it was just kind of I decided to throw it. Yeah,
it's kind of like the thing that it's the heat of the moment. It's the intensity of the game. It's a big time hit or big time sack. So, I mean, I get what everybody's saying about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I just think at this level, I understand you have to be role models. But at the end of the day, these are all adults, well-compensated adults playing a very competitive game. I don't know how you can just take emotion out of it. It's too difficult.
Yeah, it just the funny thing is yesterday we were kind of talking about instead of who won the week, it's one of those ones. It was so much who lost the week, and there's so many things of you got Aaron Rodgers, and we'll talk about that in a second, and the Packers. And then we went with, like, Shanahan and the 49ers. Did they lose the week? And did Stafford and the Rams, did they lose the week? And we were putting names out. Did Allen and the Bills lose the week? Did Burrow and the Bengals lose the week? And we were laughing about it, like, okay, is Big Ben or Fields, which one's going to say, hold my beer? And then, it went as far as to be like, well, Nagy will probably do it. And we didn't realize it would be the referees that did this. So.
Right, exactly, yeah.
But
it was a crazy week. Everyone that you thought was almost unbeatable seemed to be exposed quite a bit. I mean, you throw the Raiders in there as well, losing to the Giants. I mean, like, who sees that coming? It was a strange week. It does show that, it's still the NFL. It's any given Sunday. And I will say, it's becoming very clear, and it probably has been for the past couple of weeks, that the NFC is such a superior conference in terms of talent. And, you could probably fill out an entire postseason bracket just with the NFC at this point. And really the AFC, there's just a couple teams, and you don't even know how great they are, So it's strange. I'm interested to see kind of how this boils down in the next few weeks when we get real clear pictures on how this playoff race is going to shape up.
I agree with you, but then you look at the stat that 11 of the 16 AFC teams are over 500, and some would say, well, that's parity within the conference. But
sure, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, we know, looking at that whole thing, like, you kind of know who won through. If I'm correct, probably 1 through 5 and 6 might be the seeds. Kind of, who's going to end up where in the NFC. The AFC is just kind of out there all over right now. Steelers are sitting at 5-3. They're all right. Cleveland just lost Nick Chubb. Cincinnati looks like they're going to the Cincinnati type of way that they normally play. So the North is there, and Baltimore is looking strong. A team that I did not have any faith in going to the beginning of the year, and I think the Patriots can still win the East. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. I agree with you there. I think the Patriots can win the East. Matt Jones is playing probably the most buttoned-up type of play from the rookie quarterback class. That's not to say that he's better than any. He may have already reached his ceiling, so to speak. That's just kind of where he's at. But he runs that offense really well. And look, they're in a beaten-up division, and we've seen the Bills now. Drop, the week 1 loss obviously seemed to be an anomaly, but then this past week, I mean, you can't muster a touchdown, right? It's just, 2 field goals. You're not going to be able to scare too many teams off with that type of production. So, I don't know.
I'm going to be bitter about the Bills for a while because I lost in the survivor pool because of it. So,
oh, shoot.
Yep, I'm definitely going to be bitter for a while.
Well, I don't know who would blame you on taking that pick.
No, that's what I was. That's the only thing that makes me feel better is I was like, I'm on the right side of that no matter what. Like, I don't care. Like, I was on the right side. Like,
Jay will bounce back.
Yeah, well, maybe next year. I have no idea. So, but I'm out for this year, so it doesn't matter. But so I know you're getting ready to get on that flight here soon. So I do appreciate your time and talking to us.
Yeah, I'm actually close to you guys now. I'm at O'Hare, so I'm connecting through O'Hare. So first time I'm calling in where I'm actually pretty close.
Same time zone. So when I text you and I give you like a 12:30 CST, you're like, yeah, I know where you are. Not gonna.
Since you're in the Carolinas, what's going on with Clemson?
Oh man, it's just it's a myriad of things. Obviously, they're not getting quarterback play that they thought they would get, and he's young, obviously. I think, part of it, too, is just like you've had 2 generational talents in that position, and you can get all the 5 stars you want, but we're talking about, once in generation type of players. You're not going to be able to get those every 3-4 years. It's just not going to happen. So you're starting to just see how maybe Trevor and Deshaun, some of these other, high-profile players that they've had, how they've maybe carried the load a little bit over the past couple of years, and now we're just seeing kind of the result of what happens when you sustain some key injuries on the lines, both offensive and defensive, and you got a young, struggling quarterback. They got to find a way to scheme up these guys a little bit better, and they were able to rely more on the talent of Trevor and the talent of Deshaun, And while DJ's very talented, they may need to ease him in a little bit better. So, yeah, a lot of issues. And when you can't run the football, even in college football, it's going to be tough. And that's been a problem for them, too. They had ETN, who was an electric player, could score 75-yard touchdown at any given moment. They don't really have that or at any level of the offense. So that's it's a problem. And, same thing with the Panthers, really, too, is they, started off strong. And now here they are with appearing to be the end of Sam Darnold's tenure in Carolina already. I mean, they have to move on. I don't know how you can keep just, going this route, or else Matt Rule's going to find himself fired. So they got to do something, and it probably starts with getting P.J. Walker some reps and trying to figure out the next move.
That's right. Hey, where are you at again? North Carolina, South Carolina?
South Carolina. I'm right on the border, but I'm in South Carolina.
So you're right on the border. Okay, I got a couple questions before we let you go here.
Yeah.
Big start for college basketball tonight. Duke's got a game. How much do you cover for Duke, North Carolina, South Carolina basketball? And we have we have our former Miss Illinois basketball player in South Carolina as well.
Yeah, we do. Bree Beal. Yeah, she's had a good run there with the Gamecocks so far, and DJ Carton, with the Hornets in Charlotte as well. So it's kind of cool. The two of the best basketball players from the Quad Cities in the last few years end up in my neck of the woods. So that's pretty cool. In terms of Duke, North Carolina, we obviously cover it. Like, we'll show the highlights and things like that, but we don't dedicate crews to go out there. There's just, with Clemson and South Carolina, there's just so many other things to focus on there. We have Wofford and Furman, some of those other, D1 schools.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot on our plates out here, but of course it's still, big time, Blue Devil and Tar Heel country, just because of the brands that they, have. So we definitely, pay attention, and it's crazy how the start of the season creeps up on you. We're over the midway point of the NFL season, and college basketball is getting going. It's a crazy time of year.
I didn't know if you heard this, but this is Coach K's last year coaching. I don't know if you.
Yeah. I think I've heard that once or twice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I should. Again, one more question about location. How far away are you from Wilmington, North Carolina?
Wilmington, North Carolina. I don't know exactly how far. I'm decently far though. I know.
That sucks.
Like we're probably 4 hours, maybe 3.5, something like that.
Trying to figure out a way to get to Wilmington. I just wanted to parlay that into visiting you out there as well. But maybe I'll just go down to South Carolina and as a trip on my own sometime to come visit you.
Oh yeah, that'd be great, man.
Plug your podcast and everything else where people can follow you.
Sure, yeah. It's the Football Lounge with Mark and Dan. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter as well. Our Twitter handle is at FB Lounge Pod. And the next episode, we're not sure what day this week, but it's probably going to be Friday or Saturday. We got a special one because Mark, my co-host, is a big Bears fan. Of course, I'm a Steelers fan, so we had to do a little bit of a mayor's bet. And since he lost, he has to eat 6 of the Carolina Reaper wings that are 2 million Scoville. For those of you that are into like hot ones and stuff like that.
Might want to call the 911.
He's going to have to eat those. Yeah, it's going to be rough. And he's going to have to eat those while trying to co-host the show talking about the NFL. So good luck to him.
That's going to be great.
Take little bites.
But I'm looking forward to it.
Right on. All right, Vasco, thank you so much for answering my text. Thank you so much for giving about 20 minutes of your time. Safe travels, my friend. We will be in touch with you real soon.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. And good talking with you guys as always.
Thanks, buddy. Take care.
Have a
Safe
good one.
travels.
All right. Take care.
All right, Dan Vasco there. He's used to be on WHBF. We got to know him then when he was doing 3 Men on the Couch with Rosso and Kidwell as well. So, and they in studio, and now it's good to see him get grow and everything.
Good
and we need, now that I mention it, we need to touch base eventually soon with Adam Rosso, but he's really busy down in Texas. But you always, every time that I mention on the show Recklessly Speculating, I think of Adam Rosso because that's what we used to do every Thursday when he was on here. Missed those days or whatever else. But Vasco, that's great that he got to go to the game.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be cool.
And, it's a different game when you're there than it is when you see it on TV. So, like he said, he's like, he saw a lot of things on Twitter, but he's going to have to go back and watch it and everything. And, yeah, I'm glad he got to go out there and see that game. That's awesome. But we're going to have to take a break here. ESPN 1170 AM. You heard them when we came back from break before, the twins from the R-Bar. I want to remind you to join R-Bar's Text Club to get exclusive offers and updates sent straight to your phone. You will also receive event announcements, new recipes, content, and giveaway. And you will learn about contests. Yeah, I just said contest giveaway. Text R-Bar to 1-833-302-2216. That's R-Bar at 1-833-302-2216. Reminder tonight, they have live music with Brian Scow, 6:30 to 9:30. He guarantees he will not play Sweet Caroline, which is awesome.
Aw, man.
No, that song's overplayed. Man. So you can also visit texrbar.com to sign up as well. That's R-Bar in Utica. Go ahead and check them out. And while you're doing all that, go ahead and join their their Facebook page. Follow, and you'll get all kind of event announcements. We'll be right back here, ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us, we're local.
The Rock says he's going to make your Rudy Poo candy ass famous.
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
You like that? You like that?
This is Merrick Brave from SCW Pro, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
This is Will at Dolan Jewelers telling you it's a great time to find the perfect engagement ring. We have a 1-carat diamond ring for $29.99. That's right, a 1-carat for just $29.99. Take advantage of our interest-free financing, and now that same ring is only $125 a month. We'll make it fun, fast, and easy with a selection of the most popular styles and diamonds. Visit us on Elmore Avenue in Davenport or DolanJewelers.com.
You know when you order a new video game, or a golf club, or a blender, and then it arrives at your door. You get a little thrill. Imagine how much more thrilling it is when you order a new car. With Nissan at home, you can shop for the perfect ride and order it without ever having to go anywhere. Sure beats a golf club or a blender. Buy a new car entirely online with Nissan at home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway. Thrill starts here. Services may vary at participating dealers, subject to applicable law. See dealer for details.
Mike Greenberg. Greeny.
So Baker Mayfield is a guy who came into this season with probably as much riding on the outcome as anybody. He's in the same draft class as Josh Allen, who's gotten paid, as Lamar Jackson, who is now setting himself up to get paid, like a Mahomesian kind of contract. And Baker is the guy, for, I think, all of the right reasons, that there was some question. Do you pay him or do you not? And he bet on himself. And if he had a huge year, which he isn't, and if the Browns had a huge year, which they aren't, then he probably stood to make like $150 million. But now what's going to happen? So they've picked up his 5th-year option. This is his 4th year. So he's got one more year. Does he go the Kirk Cousins route? Like, does he try and position himself into a place where he becomes the franchise tag guy?
Greeny, 9 till 11 on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170.
A comprehensive virtual Veterans Services event is happening October 1st through November 19th. The Quad Cities Regional Services for Veterans Project directly connects veterans to VA and community resources online for a 7-week period. Go to the Quad Cities Community Veterans Engagement Board Facebook page, complete the survey, and be contacted based on your needs. Choose VA claims, health care and burial benefits, access legal, employment and education services, and mental health, dental and chiropractic care, and much more. If you are a veteran, you don't want to miss this virtual event. The Quad Cities Regional Services for Veterans Project, October 1st through November 19th. Go to Quad Cities Community Veterans Engagement Board on Facebook or Google Quad Cities CVEB for the link to the online site. Facebook account is not needed. Brought to you by Unity Point Health, Trinity, Cobham, City of Davenport, American Legion Auxiliary, St. Ambrose University, Whitey's, MH Equipment, Breakfast Optimist Club, Exelon Nuclear, and ESPN 1170.
Chris Canty and Mike Golick Jr.
I also need to know where my camera is because I do need a little bit of advice for a certain friend of ours here that we have seen. Because I enjoyed watching the New York Knicks. I enjoy what they have brought to the table on all this. Evan Fournier is a great addition for this team. We have seen him bring so much to all. I just have to invite my brother in arms here to come down the road I have been on. It's time to come on home. All right? I have been given this advice by people in my life that care enough about me to help. And so that's all I want for everyone else here. Tyler Lockett made that decision this offseason. Out here balling for the Seahawks now. Like, this too can be yours if the price is right. That's all I'm saying. Like,
So, Mike, what you're saying is his jumper ain't the only thing that's fading away.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying. I want what's best for him. I want him to be able to go out here and thrive and look good in the process.
Canty and Golick Jr., 2 till 6 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Are you looking to launch your sales career to the top? Midwest Bath Company wants to talk. Our in-home sales representatives are earning an $80,000 per year starting salary. You'll be using top-of-the-line industry software to help homeowners build the bath or shower of their dreams. Apply online at MidwestBath.com. With growing commission pay and monthly profit-sharing bonuses, a focused and tenacious sales rep will earn well beyond 6 figures. Even better, there's no cold calling and you get a company vehicle with mileage reimbursement. Apply online at MidwestBath.com.
You and your phone have been through a lot this past year. It's been your lifeline to the world. And now some big wireless company is telling you got to buy a new phone from them and sign their contract? They don't control you. With TracFone Wireless, you can keep the phone, number, and network you already have. Already got a 5G phone? Keep that too. Because TracFone runs on America's best networks now with 5G nationwide. Plus, we've got unlimited talk and text smartphone plans starting at just $20. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. 5G nationwide access requires a 5G capable device. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Follow us on Facebook for the latest sports news and join the conversation. This is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
All right, we're back in the studio.
We back.
Don't Hassle us for local, ESPN 1170 AM. I want to thank Dan Vasco for calling in. Kyle's in studio with me. We got done talking a lot about the Week 9 that was, how crazy it was. Week 10's coming up on us. It'll be on Thursday. Thursday night game. I will not be watching this game.
Probably not.
No,
if
I can tell you.
basketball's on, I'm watching basketball.
Well, I mean, let's see. Iowa tips off tonight. They don't play again. Today's the 9th. They don't play again until the 12th. So that's Friday. So the 11th is Thursday, and that game is Baltimore at Miami. Don't care. Here's what's going to happen. I want to make this announcement already. I've told you guys this before, but I'm really excited about this because way to come through Quad Cities. Because I may be the one person who may champion on the air or on the internet, the Facebook, if you will, the TikTok, and every other way. But on Thursday, they're doing a screening and a director's cut, an extended version of Rocky IV at Cinemark.
Uh-oh. Pretty excited, aren't you?
Well, I'm beyond excited because I think it's great. But I'm happy to announce that they're doing a second viewing of it the same night because they were already so close to selling out the first one.
Wow.
That's right.
Impressive.
There's a 7 o'clock and a 7:05. So if you're late to this story, if you're late to it and you're like, man, I want to go see Rocky IV, is 40 extra minutes of it? Why not? Extended viewing or whatever else. I think there might be a little bit of a thing from Sylvester Stallone. I'm not for certain. I think I read that before, but it's not like it's going to be a Q&A. He's not going to be in the Quad Cities, and I don't think you're going to be able to ask him questions, but that doesn't matter. But it's still going to be pretty cool. Rocky IV in the theaters. There's a 7 o'clock showing. There is limited seating with that. I think but it's sporadic. Like you have to sit by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's many seats left in the 7:05. I would say just off the top of my head, and they just released this, and this is also will be in the luxury lounges. It's in the Auditorium 17 right now for the 7:05. There's only 16 seats taken so far. The other one, there's less than 16 left. Actually, there's less than 8 left in the other one, and they're all by themselves. So, where do you like to sit in the theater, Kyle?
In the middle or on the end if I have to quickly go to the bathroom before or, so I don't have to get around people. And it's the same goes with a concert or a sporting event. I like to sit in the aisle so I can just quick up and go.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go middle. And the only middles, that's where all those 16 seats are taken, by the way.
Oh.
But the last row is there.
I don't mind end rows either because you get your own little space still,
yeah,
too.
with these luxury lounges, it really doesn't make that big of a difference to me.
Not at all.
So, but I think the thing is like I honestly, for much as I've been talking about it, I blew it off and I figured, but the 7:05 now I'm like, yeah, I like this. So I'm excited. Rocky IV Thursday night. I mean, I can't be any happier than to watch that with my kids and go there. You know, it's the saddest part about it is that this will be the first time that I remember. Yeah, the saddest part is to be the first time that I'm going to watch a Rocky film in any of the saga Creed without my father. But I get to start a new tradition with my kids. So,
there you go.
And they get to go. And this is actually, you know, you got every year where people argue about is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Rocky IV is the movie that we have on in the background every year on Christmas Day because he does fight Drago on Christmas Day. So to me, for all you out there, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I say Rocky IV is a Christmas movie. So I'm excited. Thursday night, that's going to be it. But before we get to that, tonight, Iowa tips off against Longwood tonight. That'll be on the Big Ten Network at 9:05.
Little late start.
Yeah, but hey.
It's basketball.
That's right. It's kind of a new look, new and old. Jordan Bohannon comes back for his 6th season. That's right. You heard that right. His 6th season. He's Iowa's career leader in assists, free throw percentage, games played, of course, and three-pointers. 6 seasons.
Unreal.
Hawkeyes lost 4 major contributors from last season. That's Luka Garza, Joe Wieskamp, C.J. Frederick, and Jack Nung. And but they've got the preseason All Big Ten and Keegan Murray. Here's your starting lineup. We talked about this off the air, Kyle. Joe Toussaint, and by the way, he switched his number from 1 to 2 this year. Jordan Bohannon, Patrick McCaffrey. There was a nice article in the paper today, Quad City Times, about Patrick, how he's feeling not better. He's always felt fine, but he doesn't feel like he's as fatigued, and he feels like he has a better flow of the offense. He led all scorers in their exhibition game against Slippery Rock just the other day. And then, I don't know. You want to help me with this, how to pronounce this, the name? Keegan Murray's going to be there for
try it.
Philippe Rebraka?
That sounds right.
He's the transfer from the University of North Dakota. He's from Serbia. At North Dakota, he averaged 24.7 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, and so it's going to look
pretty tall.
Yeah. It's going to, he's 6'9". So we'll get a look at them tonight on the Big Ten Network. Iowa's won 10 straight season openers back to the 2011-2012 season, and Iowa's won 70 of its last 75 non-conference home games dating back to 2012. So it's
new look.
Yeah, but a new look and similar. I was right away big. I was fortunate enough, and we had the COVID season where there wasn't a lot of people in attendance, and I was real quick to say, if you want to be on the I was there, I saw this first, called it. I said, you better get on Keegan Murray, is what I told everybody, because that's the guy who's going to be the star.
He's fun to watch.
And that way you can feel like you're on the inside of what's going on. And
he's got a pretty high basketball IQ.
That is really, well, the thing, who doesn't? Me. I don't have a high basketball IQ. So for the fact that I called that out is...
That's pretty impressive. Yeah, Good job.
I will break my arm, pat myself on the back.
He gets a star for that.
I do like Joe Toussaint a lot as well.
As long as he doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, that's the only thing that'll get him, because that's when Fran really gets upset, and that's what you need to pay attention to.
That coat comes off quick.
Yeah, and then Keegan Murray's twin, Chris, is now wearing number 24 instead of 20, so pay attention to that when you're watching the game. For those that are diehards and everything, be like, oh my goodness, who's that out there? So let me take just a little look at Longwood that they're playing tonight. Longwood is a member of the Big South Conference. They went 12-17 overall last year, and they were 10-10 in the conference. They did win 8 of its final 10 regular season games, and they placed 5th in the 12-team league. Preseason, it's picked to finish 2nd in the Big South North Division behind Campbell. They were in...
Campbell's, I think, or the Camels. Campbell?
Yep.
Camels, yeah.
Campbell Camels.
Yeah.
They did make it to the 2021 College Basketball Invitational. They lost to Pepperdine 80-66 in the first round of that. They returned their leading scorer, Deshaun Wade. He had 11.2 points last season. They have a sophomore guard, Justin Hill, averaged 11 points and 4.2 rebounds as a freshman. They were both on the All Big South second team. Hill was also recognized as a Big South All Freshman team. Their roster is comprised of 5 seniors, 4 juniors, 4 sophomores, and 3 freshmen. And their coach, Coach Aldrich, took over Longwood's basketball program in March of 2018. In just 3 seasons, he has led the Lancers to a lot of firsts in their program, including multiple Division I postseason tournament invitations, record Big South wins, and back-to-back top 5 conference finishes. So, yeah, just something to dig into. I know it's not the same as it was last year, but this team could turn some eyes. The Big Ten is packed this year. Purdue is picked for some to make it to the Final Four. Michigan looks good.
Illinois.
Illinois. They got preseason. He's out for 3 games, though.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so Kofi. And so he's out for 3 games, but it's a packed conference, and it's going to be fun when we get into it. I know I talk a lot about college wrestling because that's really more my forte. And
Sold out,
and there's few individual tickets for some. The season tickets are all sold out. The big ones are all sold out, and there's few individual tickets here and there. But Iowa does play host to a few games that you want to pay attention to. On December 6th, Illinois will be coming into town. That'll be on FS1. That's a 6 p.m. tip-off. Maryland will be January 3rd. Indiana, January 13th. Purdue is January 27th. And like I said, some people are picking Purdue to make it to the Final Four. And then they have Michigan on February 17th, and 5 days later they play host to Michigan State on February 22nd. So those are some dates that you might want to circle and get up there to Carver Hawkeye Arena to watch Iowa basketball. All right, Kyle.
Yes, sir.
They had big Major League Baseball announced finalists for MVP, Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, and Manager of the Year award. On Monday, the Jackie Robinson Rookie of the Year award will be announced. Tuesday, the Manager of the Year award will be announced. Wednesday, the Cy Young award will be announced. This is all next week. And Thursday, the Most Valuable Player award. There are 3 nominees for each award in the American and National League.
Who are they?
Well, I can tell you one that no one's going to like to hear out of my mouth except for me. And that's in the National League. And that is Bryce Harper.
Oh, that's your guy.
That is my guy. This is on MLB.com. Bryce Harper is the only one of this year's MVP finalists who's won the award before. He won in 2015. In his 3rd year with the Phillies, Harper led the majors in slugging and OPS while hitting .309 and reaching base at a .429 clip. Harper was at his best during the stretch, according to MLB, hitting 19 of his 34 homers after the calendar flipped to August and posting a 1.194 OPS in his final 58 games. The other finalist, Juan Soto of the Nationals, who I believe T-Roy picked to win the MVP.
He's a good young player.
Oh, absolutely. Unfortunately, it's just in the Nationals. You don't see him. You don't get to see him a lot unless they're on postseason. Soto put up 313, 465, 534 slash line with 29 homers in 151 games. He's just 22 years old. He led the Major League Baseball in OBP and walks. He had 145 walks, and the NL in baseball and WAR 7.0. He reached base in more than half of his plate appearances after the All-Star break. He batted .348 with 18 homers during that time. He had 87 walks in the second half, only 6 hitters topped in the entire season. And then there's Fernando Tatis Jr. of the Padres. He had a great year, but hurt quite a bit, though. But he did finish first in the National League in homers with 42, third in stolen bases with 25.
Fast.
Posted a .975 OPS. And finished tied second in the National League in WAR, per Baseball Reference. He missed 32 games with a left shoulder injury. There's your 3. I'm telling you right now, it's down to Harper and Soto.
Mm-hmm. You got to think about Tatis. His dad hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning.
Yeah.
Way back when.
I just don't think Tatis is going to get it.
I don't think so either.
Neither one of these guys' team made the postseason.
Being hurt, too, that kind of hurts your chances a little bit.
I'm going to keep an eye on the odds for this. 34 home runs for him, for Harper. I can see Soto getting this only because
his numbers are pretty consistent.
It's the Harper thing. I mean, he's not. You're always going to have that. That's the clown question, bro. But 40 and 25, I don't want to take anything away from Tatis either. He led in homers, 42.
But you're injured.
They announced and they fired their manager, who, by the way, is going to be the bench coach for the Twins.
That's not bad either.
It's going to be a good one. I I can't wait to see the lines on this. Of course, I'm leaning towards Harper, but I can see I can be
I
talked
go
to.
Soto.
I can be talked into either one of these two. American League, I love the finalists, but seriously, if it's not Ohtani, I'm done. Now, I say that I'm wrong. I'm not done with baseball, but I just won't understand.
When you're
it.
a pitcher and you can hit,
Yeah, I just won't understand. Here's what
pretty crazy.
Here's what Ohtani did. This is a two-way superstar. He had 46 home runs, 26 steals, 100 RBIs, 103 runs, 96 walks, a 965 OPS in 155 games as a hitter. He went 9-2 on the year with a 3.18 ERA and 156 strikeouts over 130 and a third innings and 23 starts as a pitcher. I just want to gag. That's so good.
It's unreal.
Combining his hitting and pitching, Ohtani finished with a 9.0 WAR per Baseball Reference.
Unbelievable numbers.
It's insane. More than one win better than his next closest player, Wheeler at 7.7, according to Major League Baseball. This should be unanimous. It shouldn't even be close. Anyway, Vlad Guerrero, he's a fun hitter, one of the best in the American League, obviously. Tied Salvador Perez for the Major League League with 48 home runs. He also led the AL in on-base percentage and slugging and the majors in runs scored and total bases. Hey, you had a great year, Vlad. It's just not Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
There's just no way. And Marcus Semien, the signing that, I mean, I feel like we talked to Jessica Kleinschmidt. She was so all upset that he got signed away from the A's, but he ended up being the best free agent signing on a one-year deal for the Blue Jays. So this guy he's really coming through making bank. He shifted to second base so Bo Bichette could stay at shortstop for the Blue Jays, and he played in all 162 games, hit 45 home runs, and he set the single-season record for second baseman. He also won a Gold Glove. He was a finalist in 2019 for Oakland. Great season for him. Unfortunately, your last name isn't Ohtani.
Nope.
I mean, the American League, good finalists. None of them in the playoffs. I'm sorry. It's like it kind of takes away from it. All right, your Cy Young. American League, you got Garrett Cole, the Yankees, Lance Lynn of the White Sox, and Robbie Ray of the Blue Jays.
Pretty three good pitchers right there.
Absolutely. Cole's 31 years old. He posted a 3.23 ERA in 181 and a third innings and had 243 strikeouts. Third in the majors behind Robbie Ray and Zach Wheeler in the National League. Lance Lynn for the Chicago White Sox. They had a good staff. They're only going to get better.
Mm-hmm. Lewis is coming back too.
Yeah. Who else I see is coming back? Baker's coming back. Yeah. All right. I don't know why. Anyway, 1 year deal. Why would he do that? Why? I just
getting too old.
Why wouldn't you want to do a 4-year deal if you're Baker? Why a 1 year deal? You got that over your head. Anyway, Lance Lynn went 11-6 on the year with a 2.69 ERA. He finished 5th and 6th in the AL Cy Young voting the last 2 years when he was with the Rangers. So he has the best ERA among American League pitchers who threw at least 150 innings this year. And then Robbie Ray led the league, and we have not heard of Robbie Ray in...
Wasn't he with Arizona?
Yes, and he was really, really good. And then something happened. I don't know what happened. He had 10 double-digit strikeout games, the most of any pitchers. He led the league in a bunch of other major pitching categories, including 2 of the 3 Triple Crown stats. He won the AL ERA title with a 2.84 mark. He led the majors with 248 strikeouts. He also led the AL with 193 and a third innings pitched with a 1.45 whip. And he made a league-high start 32 starts. Robbie Ray, you are the American League Cy Young Award winner.
Amen.
National League. Corbin Burns of the Brewers.
He
won the Triple Crown in 2021 with a 2.43 mark. He's 27 years old, and he led the majors in strikeout rate of 35.6 Ks per 9. That's 12.6 per 9. And a strikeout to walk ratio of 6.88, racking up 234 strikeouts in 167 innings. He was also the pitching leader in wins above replacement with 7.5, according to Fangraphs. Burns' 15 strikeouts on August 11th were tied for the most in a game this season, and he was also part of a combined no-hitter on September 11th. He threw 8 of those no-hit innings with 14 strikeouts against the Indians before Hader finished the job. Scherzer, no stranger to this award.
Mm-mm.
He pitched with the Nationals and the Dodgers.
And a free agent.
Yes.
St. Louis native, by the way.
15-4 with a 2.46 ERA, 236 strikeouts, and 179 and third innings, with an MLB best of 0.864 WHIP. He did join the 3,000 strikeout club on September 12th, and he would become just the fifth pitcher all-time to win 4 or more Cy Young awards. He would join Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson, Steve Carlton, and Greg Maddux.
Those are pretty good pitchers right there, too.
Absolutely. Zach Wheeler, the pitcher for the Phillies. Wheeler went 14-10 with a 2.78 ERA and 32 starts in 2021. He led baseball in innings pitched, complete games, shutouts, batters faced, and WAR. He also led the National League in strikeouts and finished second in the league at 7.3 WAR, FIP, and xERA.
Burns or Scherzer, one of the two.
Burns. I think it's Burns.
Man, he was good against the Cardinals. Holy crap, we couldn't hit him at all.
Burns. I mean, he won the MLB
deadly.
ERA crown. And then your Rookie of the Year from the Rays, Randy Orozina.
That kid was a Cardinal.
Wander Franco, which it took him a while to warm up. He got called up after the Super 2. In this seasonal debut, he reached base in 43 consecutive games, tying Frank Robinson's American League National League record in 1956 for a player 20 years or older or younger. He's a switch hitter who becomes eligible to be the 8th player to win Rookie of the Year award following season he ended prior to his 21st birthday, and would be the first since Ronald Acuna. Luis Garcia of the Astros, key piece of the West rotation. I did not say too much about Orozina, but the thing is, we kind of learned a lot about him in the postseason in 2020. He retained his rookie eligibility and was a very productive player for them.
Sure was.
He put together a 2020 campaign that is 20 homers and 20 steals, and he would become the Rays' 4th Rookie of the Year to win it.
Don't ask to name the 3.
Oh, I can name it for you. It's right here. Thanks to MLB. Evan Longoria, Jeremy Hellickson, I would never have. And Will Myers, I should have known.
Hellickson, that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't know where that goes here. I think it goes to Randy. He played in 141 games. Franco just 70. Garcia has 30 appearances. So
Arizona's he's a good player.
Yeah, 274 average, 20 home runs. He's a 2020 guy too as well, and 69 RBIs.
Why would the Cardinals let him go?
Yeah, things happen. I mean, that's like saying. I mean, I'm not going to dwell on why the Twins cut David Ortiz and kept Matt LaCroix over that. Like they just don't see something in who knows. I don't know, probably on steroids. Who knows? I shouldn't speculate that. That's rude. In the National League for Rookie of the Year, Dylan Carlson, the outfielder for the Cardinals.
He's a pretty good player. I like him.
He joins Vladimir Guerrero, Juan Soto, and Fernando Tatis as the only players 22 or younger to qualify for the batting title. He had a 117 OPS and smacked 31 doubles, 4 triples, and 18 home runs. He would be the Cardinals' only 2nd Rookie of the Year award winner in the past 35 years. Joining who?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Not a tough one, though. 2001.
Holy, ooh. I'm trying to remember 2001. Just give it to me.
Albert Pujols. Yeah. Jonathan India of the Reds. He batted .269, .376, .459 slash line with 34 doubles, 21 home runs, and 12 steals in 150 games. He finished 5th in American League, National League qualifiers on on-base percentage, just ahead of Joey Votto, his teammate. Produced a 3.99 WAR. This would be the Reds' first Rookie of the Year since pitcher Scott Williamson in 1999, and the first position player to win since Chris Sabo and his rec specs. Trevor Rogers of the Marlins had a 2.64 ERA, the 3rd lowest by a rookie with at least 130 innings since 2000, trailing only Jose Fernandez 2013 Marlins and Walker Buehler 2018 Dodgers. He allowed no more than 2 earned runs in 22 of his 25 starts. He could be the Marlins' 5th Rookie of the Year award winner since 2003, and 3rd pitcher after Fernandez and Dontrelle Willis.
Good company.
Yeah.
For the Marlins.
All right, Manager of the Year, American League. Dusty Baker, Kevin Cash, Scott Service. It's Dusty Baker.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yep.
You know, Scott Service and the Mariners has something to do because he has an argument. They just missed the wild card. It was the team's first 90-win season since 93. Actually, I'm not going to say it's Dusty Baker.
Wasn't Scott Service?
Yeah, he played.
Wasn't he played for the Cubs?
Oh, yeah. I think he played for a bunch of teams. He was a journeyman. They were 27-33 last year, which would have been a 72 win pace over 160 games, would have put up under 500. 90 wins, and that's their most wins since winning 93 and 2003. Sorry, Dusty. You had a very good lineup. You had a good rotation. You actually had an infield that broke a record for most postseason games as an infield played.
And Correa is actually a free agent as well.
Yep. Kevin Cash is the other nominee from the Tampa Bay Rays. It would be a second straight AL Manager of the Year award.
I like him.
He's not going to get it.
No.
Scott Service going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
In the National League, Craig Counsell of the Brewers, Gabe Kapler of the Giants, Mike Schilt of the Cardinals.
I don't think they'll give it to Schilt after getting getting fired about the whole...
That's happened before.
Yeah, I know. But I don't
that
know.
Run, that post thing that he did.
17
straight wins in September.
Pretty crazy.
He was 71-69 prior to that streak, and they were 3.5 games back of the Padres that final. I mean, Jace Tingler is fired because of him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't do anything. I think it's going to go to Gabe Kapler of the Giants. No one really had the Giants to do that. I mean, they led the National League in home runs. I mean, he didn't do it to play whatever else, but
he played as well.
But yeah, he did. He's got a big forehead. He finished 21-5 down the stretch to win the division by a game over the Dodgers. I mean, they had 107 wins, first divisional title since 2012. That's tough to do. Counsell, whatever. This will be his third time that he's a finalist for Manager of the Year award. He was a finalist in 2018 and 19. And ended up in runner-up in each. Gabe Kapler is going to be your Manager of the Year for the National League. I like these awards.
Yeah.
I always have a good time with this and talking about it. So, yeah, there's a lot of things out there with those qualifying offers that you're talking about, free agency. And qualifying offers is basically they offer them $18.4 million deal for like a one-year deal, or else they have to reject it, and then they head into free agency.
Yep.
And then their next team has to give up a future draft pick as compensation when they whoever they sign in free agency.
Which isn't bad, though.
Mm-mm. So, let's see.
Cardinals could use the shortstop. DeYoung's kind of, I don't know. His numbers weren't that good, and could use somebody with a glove. And, I mean, St. Louis had 5 Gold Glove winners. 5. Mm-hmm. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Got to do something.
Let's see. Where are the qualifying offers that I saw this for the Major League Baseball player? Here's the 14 players that have received qualifying offers by the deadline on Sunday at 4 o'clock. Brandon Belton of the Giants, Nick Castellanos of the Reds, and he's not going to sign the qualifying offer. He's a free agent. I know that came out.
He wants some money.
Michael Conforto, the Mets. Carlos Correa has a qualifying offer. Freddie Freeman does. Robbie Ray does. Raziel
Freeman
Iglesias
stays with the Braves.
Eduardo Rodriguez, left-handed pitcher for the Red Sox. Corey Seager of the Dodgers. Marcus Semien of the Blue Jays. He's not going to take that qualifying offer. He just set a record. Trevor Story of the Rockies is not taking that qualifying offer.
Nope.
He was so pissed that he did not get traded.
St. Louis want him pretty bad now.
There you go. Get after him. I mean, they can go there with Arenado, who, by the way, just won his 9th Gold Glove award the other day.
He's stud at third base.
Let's see. Chris Taylor of the Dodgers and Justin Verlander. Noah Syndergaard as well. We mentioned that Simeon Story will obviously decline that offer, but the CBS Sports is speculating that Carlos Correa, Freddie Freeman, Robbie Ray, and Corey Seager will all probably decline it because they have larger paydays waiting for him. It was Castellano who opted out of his final 2 years of $34 million remaining on his contract earlier in the week, and of course he's going to turn down the $18.4 million.
What does Freeman get for winning the World Series? How much money does he get? Doesn't that add on to your...
No. It just adds on to your legacy. That's about it. But, I mean, he's up there in age. Braves can't let him go.
No. Mm-mm.
He can't go anywhere. But he's just going to sign. It's instead of a 1-year deal, they'll give him a 3-year deal or whatever else.
Which is fine.
Yeah, and 3-year, $75 million probably.
$25 million a year. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
You have to sit there and go like, yeah, we're just going to give you a qualifying offer, and if you take it, then, all right.
Yeah.
That's cream cheese. But now you have to negotiate or anything.
Nope.
So, but yeah, I don't think it brings that much to him or anything more to be like, well, you won it, so now we got to bring it. Now someone like Marcus Simeon, that's a different story.
There's talk about St. Louis might get him, but
who's Simeon?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Simeon,
and he
Story,
can play shortstop.
Yeah, Simeon, Story. There's a couple guys.
Story makes sense because of Arenado.
God, Aaron Nolan said that that's just one of his best teammates he's ever played with in Colorado.
Yeah.
And they make a really good tandem at third base and shortstop.
All right, let's take a break here. We've gone, oh my goodness.
Crap.
Yeah,
going
we've
by
gone
fast.
about 35 minutes here without taking a break. We're going to take a break here, ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us, we're local.
I've been earning and burning, snapping necks and cashing.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
Hey, this is Goose, PA announcer for the Quad City Storm, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're
Speak
Local.
about the unspeakable with Limitless Mail and Stop ED. November is National Impotency Awareness Month. If you're not able to maintain an erection, you're not alone. The embarrassment associated with ED can stop a man from getting help. Limitless Mail has proven results and intends to remove the stigma associated with ED. We encourage you to make a complimentary consult with the men's ED experts. Don't let impotency get you down. Schedule online at limitlessmail.com.
AJ here, get your t-shirts here, sweatshirts or polos here, GT Sports here, new owners, new items.
I'm AJ at GT Sports, the best damn apparel shop in the Quad Cities with custom apparel, backpacks, uniforms, drinkware, hats, and much more. We are the embroidery and screen printing champions you can count on. GT Sports has it and is ready to serve you. Just down from Helium and Eldridge or find us online at GT Sportswear.
GT Sports here, get your t-shirts here, sweatshirts or polos here, GT Sports here.
Hi, my name is Ted, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Shake is when the peppermint shake is available, that's to me sort of announces that the holiday season is here. I guess most people count down the days until Christmas, but me, I count down the days until the shake comes out.
Hi, I'm Michaela, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Milkshake is that first sip when you taste the peppermint chip pieces, it's like catching snowflakes on your tongue.
Share a peppermint chip milkshake from Chick-fil-A this holiday. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Enjoy the Amana brand advantage only from Family Heating and Cooling. A+ Better Business Bureau rated and A-rated on Angie's List. You can trust Family Heating and Cooling to keep your home comfortable. Installing the highest quality Amana brand furnace and AC units with their lifetime unit replacement, you'll never have to buy another unit again. Ask about system discounts and Mid-American rebates available now. Call Family Heating and Cooling today, 563-359-1000. Treating you like family. Family Heating and Cooling, your Amana brand dealer.
Back by popular demand, Gobo Productions presents One Night of Queen. Since forming in 2002, Gary Mullen and the Works have performed to sellout audiences all over the world. And now they're back in the USA for a brand new tour. One Night of Queen is a spectacular live concert recreating the look, sound, and showmanship of arguably the greatest rock band of all time. You'll hear classic Queen numbers including We Will Rock You, Fat Bottom Girls, Another One Bites the Dust, Bohemian Rhapsody, and We Are the Champions. One Night of Queen, performed by Gary Mullen and the Works. This show will rock you.
Coming to the TaxSlayer Center March 19th. Tickets are on sale now at the TaxSlayer Center box office and Ticketmaster.com. Presented by Town Square Media.
I'm Omar Reese with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Justin Fields came alive in the fourth quarter, rallying the Bears from a 10-point deficit, but left too much time on the clock for Big Ben Roethlisberger, who responded with the 50th game-winning drive of his career. Chris Boswell put Pittsburgh up for good, and the Steelers beat the Bears 29-27 on Monday night. Elsewhere, Russell Wilson has been cleared to play. Wilson given the go-ahead by Dr. Steve Shin, who performed the surgery on the quarterback's middle finger a month ago. Seahawks face the Packers on Sunday. The Raiders have waived second-year cornerback Damon Arnett, a first-round pick in 2020 after a video surfaced this weekend of Arnett making death threats while brandishing firearms. Arnett, a surprise selection at number 19 out of Ohio State, played just 13 games with 7 starts since the beginning of last season. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Napa know-how.
Right now, a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil is only $19.99. It's the hottest deal of the year for the coldest time of the year. So if you're in your car right now, there's no need to turn on the heat. I'm about to read this sizzler again. That's Napa full synthetic for a hot $19.99. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations does not include taxes and fees. Advertised sale price not available in some states. Offer ends 12/31/21.
You coming to bed, hon?
Yep, honey, I'll be right there. Just got to turn out the light. Ow. 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 Ah. Ah.
Some things never change. Like your kids always leaving tiny toys on the floor for you to step on. And Geico saving folks lots of money on their car insurance.
Sweetie, I think I left the downstairs light on.
Please don't make me go.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
From the Vegas Gaming Cafe, this is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBOB Davenport, a town square media station.
All right, we're back here. ESPN 1170 AM, Don't Hassles for Local. Again, we've broken down the craziness of Week 9. We've talked a little bit about Week 10 that's coming up. Dan Vasquez called in, and then we talked about Iowa basketball and Major League Baseball. But Kyle, because we're going to do a shortened show because I do have somewhere to go, let's talk about your Chiefs. What's going on? What do you think?
I have no idea.
I don't know if they do either, and I don't know if they care, and I don't know if it's a Super Bowl hangover thing. I don't know if
Madden curse. I mean, everybody talks about the Madden curse.
Was he on the cover?
Yep, him and Tom Brady split the cover.
This year? Mm-hmm. Are you sure it wasn't last year?
Mm-mm. Last year he was on...
Well, Tom Brady's not having the Madden curse.
No.
That's the thing. Tom Brady right now is probably the favorite for the MVP, if you ask me.
He's the GOAT.
I just don't see any other way about it right now. I mean, it can change, but I just don't see...
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. Is it play calling? Is it injuries? Is it... I mean...
Well, the thing is...
Who's not being open? I don't know. I don't know.
Adams mentioned it. They're dropping people back at an incredible rate, did what the Tampa Bay did. And when he gets enough time, he can do something.
Yes.
And that's what he did the other day against the Packers.
But then he makes mistakes and throwing it to the other team.
Because they're dropping back.
Yes.
That's the thing. He went that many games, like through week 3, with throwing an interception, never threw one in September. Then the last Sunday in September, he finally throws an interception. Now he can't just stop handing over the ball.
No.
I can't say it's his wife, fiance, or whatever else, because I can't say it's his TikTok brother because they were making TikToks before, so that's not a distraction.
Commercials?
Is it the big contract?
Could be.
Is he taking all that money and listen? And you're smart. You're smart to invest in other things. You know, we talked about last week when, Kobe invested in body armor and whatnot. Easer A's pointed out that Buster invested in body armor too, and that stuff that's an up and coming sports drink. Is it a matter that he's putting his stuff somewhere else, his focus somewhere else? Does Andy Reid care? Like, are they? I don't know.
Well, you got that fallback with Andy Reid's son, with that tragedy, and I mean, do you throw that in there?
I just don't think that what they try to do with the offensive line. Now that's the opposite, because when we talk about New England, we're like, well, maybe all these free agent signings are finally coming through. And they're coming to fruition, and now they're looking good.
You got to protect the line.
And
you got to protect the quarterback.
Chiefs doing it? They're just,
and they're not. And they're also not playing defense.
No.
Man, they almost giving up almost 30 points a game.
It's
nuts.
It's got to be frustrating, but the thing is, nobody feels bad for you.
No, and they don't have to be. That's
NFL,
fine.
Yeah.
I've been a Chiefs fan since I was in elementary school, and I've seen the 2 in 15 years. I get it.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, I get it. I totally get it.
They go to Las Vegas this week.
Sunday Night Football. Then you got Dallas.
That's at Dallas.
See, that's
then the bye comes, and then you've got Denver. So this, and you got Denver and Las Vegas again. You're going to go 3 straight games after the bye of AFC West games, and you better right your ship right then and there. So the Vegas game is at Vegas. That's the one you need to win.
Yes. After all that's going on with Vegas, they'll be focused on, and it's the same way when when Iowa went up to Iowa State, game day, and you just gotta take care of business. It's a business like,
and
gotta do it.
Dallas comes into Kansas City, win it or lose it. That one doesn't matter. It's the bye, and then go from there. And then you get to hear about
helps overall, but
then
we need to win.
Denver.
We need to hit.
And that'll be 3. You go 4 weeks, including the bye. You'll go 4 weeks with those guys being at home, no travel or anything like that,
which kind of helps to a point.
Absolutely, but then you travel 3 out of the next 4 weeks. But who knows where you end up with Denver? Who knows where Cincinnati will be? That's week 18. Who knows where Cincinnati will be week 17?
One game
Steelers
at a time.
At home, you can win that game. The Steelers don't put up any points. You guys will give them points, but you guys can score points on them. That will be a fun game, by the way, week 16 that I'll be watching to be like halftime line when the Steelers are up like 17-3. And
Texting Vasco back and forth.
Then I bet to Kansas City to win the game outright because that'll be the old Kansas City. And they will be like, Kansas City's back. And no one will recognize that. Pittsburgh just does that. They get a lead and then they get lazy. They did it against Seattle and they did it against the Bears. So, you're Sunday, and it's the Sunday night game of the week, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's your one that's, as a Kansas City Chiefs fan,
you need to
be paying attention to it. Yeah, you need to win. And as an NFL fan, you wish that NBC would flex this out in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, there's not too much out there to flex into.
What's the other 325 games?
Seattle at Green Bay, no. Philadelphia at Denver, no. Minnesota at Chargers, no. Carolina, Arizona, no. No, there's nothing.
Nope, nothing.
It's just not a good day for this. I don't like
back-to-back weeks on games.
Well, 9 was you had to watch because you couldn't believe what's going on. 10, I mean, so this is the second straight week in a row that the underdogs have covered. They went 10-4 this past week,
not too
and
bad.
I think they were 8-5 the week before. So the dogs
still not bad.
Pay attention to that. The money line thing is the one that will really throw you off because that's what the Vegas was losing a lot of money from the average bettors that were just making money line parlays, but that's going to the wayside. A lot of out of the 10 out of 4, 10-4 against the spread, 8-1 straight up or 7-1 straight up, which is disgusting. And that's why we say kind of depleted a lot of people's accounts and rightfully so because they were making a lot of money up there, and that's why Vegas is Vegas. So,
what is your thing on Iowa's now starting quarterback Padilla?
Well, again, the craziest thing about it is the word that Ferentz said and zip on the ball. And Padilla had a zip on the ball, especially when he was moving out of the pocket and whatnot. And that's what you like to see.
Yes.
There are too many times where we saw that Spencer was getting sacked on third downs, in critical third downs.
Yeah.
And
getting a little happy
we need to see that if Padilla can do it. I like that he was getting increased reps that week in there. Spencer and him are tight.
Yeah.
He said that.
Yep, and he said he smiled when he went in and just Petrus was like, "You got this,"
Yeah. And I think he's got a quiet confidence to him.
Yeah. I agree.
I think Iowa, the Hawkeye Nation, will rally around him, and it's not a thing of anti-Spencer.
Nope.
I just like the way he looks right now under center.
You got two big games coming up here, and these are critical right here.
Absolutely.
Got to win them.
The way he looks under center, it's the Minnesota game. It's the Floyd-Rosedale game.
Heated rivalry.
It is, but it's not like I don't know. It's a trophy game to me. It's not.
Ferentz likes those trophy games. He wants to win those trophy games.
And it's good for write-ups and everything else, and it's good to when when you're recruiting to say you win these games. But PJ Fleck,
he's a good coach. I like the way he coaches.
Everybody tells me that
I'm the kind of gutsy guy.
I'm the guy right there to tell you he drives me nuts.
Shirt and tie, just same like Coach Tressel was at Ohio State, but. I mean, it sucks with the running back going down because that Ingram kid was a He's a beast. He was good.
Mark my words. I said this in July of 2020, and I'm going to stick to it to this day. The moment he loses that locker room for anything stupid, anything, PJ Fleck, is that people are going to turn on him and saying that row the boat mentality is the Iowa way, because they're going to say like it's supposed to be doing it this way and not take away our personalities and blah blah blah. And he's going to run into a lot of trouble with players like that are turn on him.
Well,
I'm just not a PJ Fleck guy, and unfortunately, I think they lost another running back for the season. And we'll see. Is their quarterback still Tanner Morgan? Because I feel like he's been there for 18 years. Him and Jordan Bohannon are like going to dip into the retirement funds here soon.
Who knows?
I feel like he's been there forever. Our D-backs are going to have their hands full. Tanner's a good quarterback. So it's going to be a fun game. I'm excited about it. And then
2:30 kick.
Yep, 2:30 kickoff. And then also on and then Illinois comes in town. That'll be senior day. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff the following week. And then
that's a weird time.
Scott Frost is being retained. Sorry.
1 o'clock is a kind of a
it's a weird.
That's a kind of questionable kick. But then you go like to Oklahoma. Oh, we have noon kick, so we got
Yeah, it sucks. Kind of 1 and 2:30, so you can start. Is it 4 hours ahead of time tailgating, or is it 6?
Who knows?
I think it's 4.
It's Iowa City. They
So-
start early anyways. So
No, they don't let you in. the
like
thing.
8? Is it 8?
That
sounds right?
No, it's 4
6
hours earlier.
It's 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
7 maybe?
the
That's
RVs
not
can
bad.
go in the night before,
Yep.
but cars can't. So
nope.
Yeah. What is the? Let's see here.
I didn't see the. Is there a line yet?
Yeah, it's not that. It's nothing like crazy. Let's see here. I will pull.
Because that Big Ten West is. It's up for grabs, but I mean, Wisconsin's got the over us. Purdue's got the one over us. So Iowa's just got to take
Iowa's
care of
6-point
business.
favorites.
They got to take care of business.
I think that's fine. I'm fine with 6. I can see.
There's a story behind the row of boat. I went to the Iowa-Minnesota game when Minnesota came in 9-0, and there's a couple fans just jawing after they first scored, and I turned to them and said, have you ever been to a night game or an afternoon night game at Kinnick? And they go, well, no. I'm like, you're in for a treat. Those guys just shut up after that win. And it's like, I get it. I get that mentality, but you're going to come into Kinnick late afternoon, into the night. Ask Ohio State in 2017. Just ask them. They know what it's like.
Yeah, that's
drives me nuts. Drives me nuts.
It happens quite a bit when they come into Iowa and they're ranked like whatever else. But let's see. I think I wrote this 3 years ago, and I redo it every year. It's the whole chant, "Who hates Iowa? We hate Iowa."
Yep, they started that in basketball too. I've heard that quite a few years ago.
But they do it all the time.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Listen to me. They'll be playing the Richmond Spiders in basketball, and they'll start that chant for no reason. That's
dumb.
That's honest to goodness truth.
That's dumb.
So I've been to many games in Minneapolis, all right? Iowa there. Plenty. Majority of the time, I have not gone into the field because I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings are still at the tailgate. Because I'm like, this is stupid. We're just going to beat them. So, so the chant, I just remember the one time, I asked Rosso. He's from Minnesota.
Yeah.
I asked him one time. He said, I don't know. He did say, remember going to going to the Metrodome in the 90s and late 90s, and there wasn't any type of cheer of that. Now, there's a couple of reasons here. Majority of Minnesota fans don't know why they're doing it. I'll give you why Minnesota, and I wrote this 3 years ago, and I think I share it every year. The reason why Minnesota should hate Iowa, okay? 2002, Iowa Hawkeyes clinched the Big Ten title for the first time since 1990 in the Metrodome.
Brad Banks.
45-21 victory over the Gophers. 32,000 plus Iowa Hawkeye fans flooded the stadium and dubbed the dome Kinnick North.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
The total attendance broke a record to watch a Gopher football game. After the victory, thousands of Iowa fans stormed the field and tore down the goalpost.
I remember that.
The Hawkeye fans tried to continue the celebration to the streets along with the goalpost. The only problem is the doors are revolving doors.
Yep.
They do not fit through there. The University of Iowa had to pay a bill of $5,000 for the damage to the goalpost.
Oh,
there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Other reasons are just kind of dumb.
Was it the 55-0 shutout at the Metrodome? One of the last games of the year. That was Sean. That was Sean Green. Sean Green just went off on that game.
I was beating Gophers like something ridiculous, like 8 straight years or something like that. I don't know, or 7 last. I don't. It's crazy. I think it's also they're bitter. That are you a geography guy?
Depends what it is.
Are you familiar with what MIML is?
Mm-mm.
All right, so
please explain.
MIML is the person in the middle of the United States that has the states of Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana. It looks like a person standing there. Some will say that he's holding a tray like Turkey, and that's Kentucky and Tennessee. I don't like that part. Anyway, MIML is, that's it. You just take the first letter each one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And the Minnesota's a stupid hat. No one cares about the chef's hat or whatever else. We're the head of MIML. Iowa is. That's it. The actuality is this. Iowa should hate Minnesota. And for those of you who've listened to this show for years, I've talked about this plenty of times. And for those of you who here's why.
He has.
The traveling trophy, Floyd of Rosedale, between the winner of these two teams became of some really racist actions by Minnesotans. In a 1934 game, Iowa and Minnesota, there was tons of controversy. There was great concern over the treatment of running back Ozzie Simmons, who was one of the few black players of that era. The concern was the multiple number of late hits and cheap shots that the Gopher football players applied to Simmons and that the referees refused to acknowledge with verbal warnings or flags.
Dirty
the
player.
following year, Minnesota was 5-0, Iowa was 4-1. Before the Gophers came down to Iowa City, Iowa Governor Clyde Herring insinuated that if Minnesota players conducted themselves on the field as they did previous, and the referees allowed this to happen, the Iowa fans would have no part of it, and surely they would come out of the stands. Not a good job, Governor. I don't care if it's 1934 or not.
Fight.
Trying to make light hard of the situation, Minnesota Governor Floyd Olson assured that the Gophers would play fair and hard, and he would like to put up Minnesota Prize Hog versus Iowa Prize Hog to the victor. Minnesota won that game 13-6 and went on to their second consecutive national title. Alan Loomis, the owner of Rosedale Farms near Fort Dodge, Iowa, donated an award-winning pig, and Governor Herring personally delivered Floyd of Rosedale to Governor Olson. That's how it got its name. Since then, it is now a 98-pound bronze pig trophy. So Floyd is named after the Minnesota governor. Rosedale is named after Rosedale Farms. Floyd of Rosedale.
Man, they say that trophy is heavy.
98 pounds.
Woo! Couple guys, 250, 275 lifting that thing up. Yeah, no problem.
In 2013, the University of Minnesota published a fan guide of, quote, how to be a Minnesota football fan, a short lesson. The University of Minnesota published this.
Interesting. What did they have to say?
Lesson number 8 was hate Iowa.
What's the reason behind it?
Because it said hate is such a strong word, that's why we use it. So when we're playing the Hawkeyes at a group of fan chants, who hates Iowa, the proper response is, we hate Iowa. The athletic director ordered the guide to be taken off the internet and since asked fans to ease off the chant.
They still do it.
I don't forget that you did that.
They still do it.
Iowa's got a better winning percentage in the series. I mean, Minnesota does. Minnesota's got a better resume as far as national championship, conference championships, all-time wins. Iowa's got them in bowl records and weeks in AP poll. But it's not, other than that, I mean, really, the all-time record, Iowa does have them in first-round picks and overall. So, yeah, it's, I'll update this, and I'll send it out there on ESPN 1170 AM. But, again, it's a dumb chant. I hate it. So
I do, too.
I got to pack up because I have a meeting that I got to get to in the afternoon, so I got to get moving here soon. Kyle, I want to thank you so much for coming in today and keeping me company.
You guys.
I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, thanks to Dan Vasco for calling in. We're going to do a break, and then I'll switch you guys over to the satellite for ESPN, but I do have somewhere to be, and I don't want to keep that person waiting. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the comments on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread. Again, thanks to Dan Vasco. Thanks to Kyle Rammers. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're just taking an early leave today. We will be back tomorrow. Stay safe and sanitize, Quad Cities. Good luck today. Good luck every day.
This is Tom Kakert from HawkeyeReport.com, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Oh, excuse me?
Yes?
Is your apartment empty?
No, all my